I was born and raised right here in Columbia, South Carolina. I grew up in a place called Sackler Home, which is right there just off of Reed Street. I now have 44 years in the fire department. I was appointed as the fire chief in 2011. This department has well over 100-something years history, and there have been 8 fire chiefs. I make number 8. And yeah, I am the first African American to be appointed to this position in the city of Columbia-Richland County. But even with the South Carolina State Fire Chiefs Association, over the 77-year history of that association, there have never been an African American president until I got it a few years ago. And I started here in '79, and it was be candid, racism was still strong. I've seen when I first came here, at a station, you might have had maybe one African American at that station. I've been at a station where I was the only African American. I think that we have really evolved and grown. And now you see more and more African Americans at stations. I remember I was at my grandmother's house one day, and they lived at Henderson and Rice, and there was a store right across the street from us. And I was sitting in the living room, and I was just looking out the window, and I saw a fire on top of the store over there. So I let my granddaddy know. Then when I pulled the box and the fire department came, I saw exactly what they was doing. I mean, they got on top of the building, they got the fire out. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. That kind of inspired me at that young age. Cause I think I might have been probably in 2nd grade. So I would tell that young Aubrey Jenkins, like I tell young folks now, study, apply yourself. Nothing is given to you. But I think we got to make an impact in the community. I get calls all the time from people who are having issues. People got a right, regardless of where they live, how they live, but they got a right to be able to live comfortable in whatever they got. That's my job. And I don't do it just because it's my job. I do it because I care. I remember we went to a fire out there in the Eau Claire area, and I was on here a week, maybe a week and a half. House was burned all over and the house burned down. And so as we were getting sift through the rubble, I remember one of the officers, battalion chiefs, said, come in, Jenkins. So I went over there, bam, we found a little 5-year-old girl. That told me then that this is a very serious job. You gotta make sure you taking care of your men and women that work for the department. You gotta make sure that you taking care of the public. Any way that we can serve, we certainly gonna do so. I thank the citizens of the City of Columbia and Richland County and those who visit us, pass through. You are important to us. I don't look for accolades, I don't look for a pat on the back, because I'll tell you right now, I'm standing on the shoulders of some folks who started here in 1953. The first African American firefighters that started with the City of Columbia. They inspired me. And all I want to do is just be able to inspire somebody else to say, hey, you can do it. I'm not a trendsetter. I'm a path walker, because the trend was set back in 1953. I'm walking down the path that they already cut for me. I'm just honored to be in this position. My favorite part is when I can help somebody. Every day I say, Lord, bless me that I may be able to bless somebody else.